off Wednesday TV, so I'm gonna be watching this the View clip. I can't stand the View, but it's just so hilarious how they're just so toxic, and they eat their own words by the shit they say just to make money off of it. They're just so fucking racist, and it's so I don't know why they're that embarrassed by the shit they say, because it's just like everything's recorded, and it's like they're a walking contradiction. Anyway, so let's get into it.
The Wall Street Journal claims that the shift to the right in this election reveals that Americans view themselves as belonging to a particular economic class more than their race and gender. And Bill Maher said it's not the only thing Democrats got wrong. Take a look.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class? I mean, again, I got my popcorn. I don't know why people did what they did. I see all these reasons, and so, okay, time will tell. But what do y'all think?
I just, I know that as a country, it's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that
No, because you're keeping it alive and well.
Don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends. But it's my lived experience tells me that it does still exist, even if your lived experience doesn't tell you that it exists. And, the facts support that. I think we have a graph. If you look at there's a clear racial divide in who voted for Trump as opposed to who voted for Kamala.
I'm gonna pause it real quick. I feel sorry for certain people's reality. I just feel sorry for certain people's reality. And then later on, the second, third, I'm disgusted and just stay away from me. But your reality is so effing warped. And until you just generalize everybody down to race, why they talk to people, why they election they vote for certain people, it makes no complete sense at all. When this simplistic thinking, it's not even toddler shit, because you have to teach kids to hate, but it's just fucking retarded.
Kamala Harris, it's very clear. It's not only clear by race, but it's also clear by education. And so the notion somehow that is not true. This is by education. Those who attended college voted for her.
Wow. I forget.
A higher degree than those that didn't.
But I think
I've
you're
said
missing
that.
his point.
Let me just finish. And so I've said that before, and there was so much backlash because I think it's an uncomfortable, inconvenient truth about this country.
But his whole point is they didn't vote for him because of racism and misogyny. They voted for him because they felt like, I think the biggest common denominator in this election is people want a good life and ability to provide for their family.
Well,
and whether we agree or not with Donald Trump's plans, they thought that he was reflective.
What is she talking about? There's plenty of black people that voted for Trump, including me last time. There's plenty of black people that probably never was Democrat. Never was I. But there's Democrats that actually were, and they're not Democrat no more. And there's independents that not even independent no more, or maybe they still are, but they voted Republican. She's making no sense at all. This young lady right here, I know, she said very clearly that she voted for Kamala, but she's giving independent/conservative vibes because she's the only one that's thinking very logically. And anytime she thinks on her own, or she thinks that it's like with logic, things that make sense, that's just not always, not even at all about race or what somebody looks like. Anytime she says anything like that, out the bubble of cloudy, she's not sunny, she's fucking cloudy, she's fucking evil. Anytime this young lady says anything else, she starts eating her up.
Poorest demographics in this country, but they voted for Kamala Harris.
But there was a split, and more of them voted for Donald Trump than had historically. I think that there's such a desire. If you really think the vast majority of this country voted because of racism and misogyny, you're missing it. Most of my family...
You're missing it. Exactly.
The vast majority,
a lot of my family
Alyssa,
doesn't have college degrees.
But the stats are the stats.
But that's not, it doesn't say I'm white, I voted for Donald Trump because of racism. That's not what stat. What stat are you talking about?
You can't dissect the two.
Yes, you can. There's a lot
hold on. Calm down. Everybody just take a breath. Take a breath.
Well,
take a beat.
let me jump in here because I think
I can't stand. I saw Whoopi do this before. Anytime this woman starts making amazing sense, you're just speaking the truth, she tries to shut it down. Fucking evil. She tries to shut it down. This lady needs to just be independent or conservative because she's making too much sense. She can't take it. She don't like it. Whoopi always shuts shit down. She's always the one that shuts shit down. Anytime this young lady talks, she's wrong about that when it comes to college degrees. And I come from a family with a lot of college degrees. But it doesn't matter. College degree, no college degree, white woman, uneducated. She starts saying a bunch of ignorant shit it's just based on opinion. It's not true.
Honey, what you say is valid, and I think absolutely that is part of the problem. But when we hang our hat on that's the only problem, or the main,
saying it's the only.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying the backlash is that when people hang their hat on that being the only reason, any criticism of Vice President Harris must be because she's a woman or she's black. I voted for Hillary Clinton, not because she was a woman, she was the most qualified. I voted for Vice President Kamala Harris because more of my values fell in line with what she stood for. So all of that can be true. There is something here to the socioeconomic class, though, that is crossing racial divide in academic and education, too. Americans with a college degree 30 years ago were roughly 20% of the population and held the same percentage of household wealth as those without a degree. Yeah. 30 years later, this is important, Americans with a college degree account for 38% of the population and 73% of the household wealth. The haves and the have-nots have gone so far apart that they are rising up right now, and they cross every line of our democracy.
Okay, can I?
Okay.
So, look,
Go ahead.
I think most people are not saying that it was all about sexism and it was all about racism. Right. Most people are not saying that. I would say to Bill Maher, who I like, whose show I've been on several times, that maybe, just maybe, when you live life as a woman and as a woman of color, you feel it and you...
This shit drives me crazy. Excuse my French. I don't curse a lot. I don't like to. But this drives me crazy. It's got to be a new age thing or a woke thing. It's like the first thing somebody says when they're talking about something, they got to identify as, oh, I'm a transgender, or I'm as a Latino, as a black person, as a white person. Like, how about as a fucking person? How about as a freaking person? Their mind is so small to think one way. It just baffles me. It's just to think that everybody voted, okay, yeah, she's a woman. Or whatever, she's wherever the hell she is, because, come on, she tried to pander to Latinos and black people. Like, come on, stop pandering. It's ridiculous. Candace Owens already did the digging, so stop pandering. So it's ridiculous how they only think that one way. They can't maybe see that it's about policy. Well, she had none. She only had two, maybe one. Just abortion rights, killing your kid, and leaving the borders open. She's an NPC or whatever. Like she had no original thought. They can't get outside of their bubble to think, put themselves in other people's shoes. They just gotta keep thinking that same way. It's so sick and like, dude, I don't know. This would be the only time I cover the View because they are just so freaking. This is just it's irritating. It's irritating. It's irritating and it's really disturbing. But that woman, she don't fit in. She never fits in. Whoopi always shut her down. No matter what they talk, they always shut her down. When I watch it on the news and they show clips, when she starts making sense and logic, Whoopi always shut her down. Rudely, too.
Know it a little bit more than a white man.
Minimum wage, but a lot of these folks who work at small businesses, not the big corporations, are smart enough to know if there's 50 people at my shop and they raise the minimum wage, a lot of us are losing our jobs. They get that. They don't want a handout. They want a chance to get ahead.
No, and nobody wants a handout. That's why.
See, there you go, Whoopi again.
When people started talking about welfare years ago, it's like you weren't talking to people who were on welfare. Yeah. Nobody wants to be on welfare. Yeah. Nobody wants to be down. Everybody wants a leg up. We all want to do better for our families.
Yeah, DEI, right? Yeah, DEI. Everybody's supposed to start at the same place and end at the same place, right? I was never on welfare. I was never on unemployment. Like, what are you talking about?
There's not a person, black, white, male, female, who doesn't want that for the family. I like what you said because as a woman, I see things differently. As a black woman,
as a black, see, here we go.
I see things.
It's the weirdest shit.
Things and hear things differently. I hear when people don't believe that there's an issue. I hear it, and there is an issue. So, but. Let us
woke liberals make it an issue. This I swear to like the higher being God. This has never been an issue in my freaking life. Race, like I have to every time I talk or I say something, as a this person, as a that person, even if you're gay or whatever, like as a this person, nobody gives a fuck. As a person like that, okay, you're a person. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's so twisted. It's like they keep these things when there's no issue. It's like they keep these issues alive when there is no issue. If we become to where there's no two-party system, I'm good. As long as it doesn't turn left to where it's like no left anymore and just turns 360 and barbaric and crazy. As long as I don't turn it to that, I'm good. Because Democrats are just eating themselves. Like, it's just a Hannibal Lecter. We're eating themselves, like, until craziness. Like, the logic is not logicking. It's so... Oh, gosh. It's crazy. Let me just finish this video.
Just say, I'm glad to hear them sort of saying, yes, we want our police to come when we call them. Because I do recall asking the question why nobody who was running in none of the ads from the other side, they talked about what somebody said, but they never talked about what they were going to do and how the police were affected January 6th. They didn't talk about all the destruction that was done. If you care about the cops, you care about all the cops and making them better. Not just a couple. You care about all of them, making them better. We're gonna be talking about this for quite some time.
4 years.
I have no crystal ball, so I don't know how long we're gonna do it, but we're doing it today.
So thank you for watching that video with me, and you guys can like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy. Guess my next video that I put out. This will probably be under 10-minute or 20-minute clip stories. So come back and see me at Goth Wednesday TV. That was unbearable. MAGA country. Have a good day, guys. Be safe.